am sitting here with Lucas Montarce. He is the CFO over at Eli Lilly. First off, it's great to see you, Lucas.
Thank you for having me.
So we have to talk about what you're doing with Nvidia, but we have to start first with what's going on with pills, obesity, weight loss pills. So Novo Nordisk, the big news at the end of last year was that they won approval for their obesity pill. You think about Eli Lilly's own obesity pill. Are you still on track potentially for that March approval?
Yes, we are on track. We submitted for regulatory approval, actually, and we are expecting that to take place as early as Q2 this year.
And given that Novo has a couple months on you there, how does that affect your strategy to launch this pill? Will it be available on all telehealth platforms to start?
Well, when you think about the space, bringing the orals is actually going to expand the market from our perspective. And remember that we are talking about 100 million patients that we can serve here in the U.S., and there is more than 900 million patients all U.S. as well. So when you think about this, it's not a matter of a timing of a few months difference between one company and the other one, but more thinking about how many patients both companies can serve with these pills as well.
Well, you touched on something that I've been wondering about when it comes to the introduction of obesity pills, how that will sort of shape the market for obesity drugs going forward. Do you see it basically expanding the total addressable market, or do you think to some extent that the introduction of pills will sort of cannibalize the injectables?
Certainly, when you think about nowadays, we are serving low single-digit number of patients globally. And there is plenty of feedback from physicians and also patients that, again, there is a preference as well for orals, that there are certain patients that they are not willing to go to the injectable. So this will expand, in my eyes, both in the U.S. and OUS, the market.
And we have to talk a little bit about pricing, too, because in November, you struck a deal with the Trump administration to lower prices when it comes to weight loss drugs. And your deal was specific to this KwikPen device, which is not yet approved for Zepbound. So when are you expecting to see approval there? We
are expecting to see that approval taking place within the next few months. So we are excited opportunity to bring the KwikPen as well to the market. Remember that we have what we call the injectable for the commercial business. We have as well the vials for what we call direct to patients, the Lilly Direct platform. By the way, the Lilly Direct platform is serving nowadays more than 1 million patients, so has been growing extensively. And now again, the KwikPen will also bring another option to the patients as well.
And now I have the impossible question to ask you, that now that it seems like most pharma companies have signed deals with the Trump administration, are there any other initiatives or, sort of left field policy decisions that you think could come from the Trump administration?
I think this agenda, when we think about 2025 and what we call the most favorable nation, this is almost settled and done at this time. I think most of the companies, including back in December, have signed their agreements. So hopefully this will provide some more stability and transparency here in the marketplace getting into 2026 as well. But more exciting opportunity as well, in particular for us, is the opportunity to get access in the Medicare space for patients on these anti-obesity medications, both tirzepatide and orforglipron, who will get access on these ones, and the patients will pay as little as $50. Mm-hmm. That could happen as early as April, but no later than July. So that is an exciting opportunity as well to continue to drive growth and have served more patients as well here in the U.S.
Absolutely. Between the introduction of obesity pills and, of course, the Medicare factor as well, it's going to be an exciting year for the obesity market. But let's go beyond obesity, because we have to talk about M&A. Actually, at this conference last year, Eli Lilly announced a deal with cancer biotech Scorpion. You think about just last week, you guys announced a deal with Ventex that specializes in developing drugs to treat inflammatory diseases. How are you feeling about the portfolio right now? Are you done for the time being, or do you see opportunity for more M&A to expand from here?
Yeah, very exciting opportunity. You mentioned two of them, but we signed actually more than 30 deals last year. As you know, our target has been always going early phase. Again, that's actually what brings value to our portfolio across all our therapeutic areas. You mentioned Scorpion, very exciting opportunity in the oncology space, and it's actually now advancing into phase 3. And you mentioned Ventex as well in the inflammatory diseases as well. I think that will actually serve us as a platform across not only cardiovascular, but also neurodegeneration and also immunology as well. Thinking about the future, we continue to expand into basically these these core therapeutic areas, but we are looking as well at emerging therapeutic areas as well, and also what we think about platforms and bringing the right also expertise as well. That's part of our secret sauce, thinking about the M&A space that will expand our internal pipeline as well.
Mm-hmm. And so to that point, I mean, when it comes to obesity and diabetes, it feels like the market hangs on every update. But when it comes beyond those key areas, I mean, what catalyst should investors be looking out for this year?
Yeah, across all the other three therapeutic areas, oncology, we have plenty of data readouts. Actually, last year we have every single quarter we have data readouts in oncology. This year will be very similar. We have more data readouts in pirtobrutinib, in CLL, and we have olomorasib potentially having data readouts. It's an event-driven study, but could also have the readouts later this year, getting into 2027. So oncology is an exciting space. Neurodegeneration, again, we have our Alzheimer portfolio there, and we have a pipeline of products in that space. Last but not least, as well in immunology, we launched in atopic dermatitis Ebglyss, and we are bringing, again, with these deals, new opportunities into the future.
And I am curious, you know, you've said that you will reinvest your earnings, and just given the speed at which Eli Lilly is growing, what should we expect when it comes to profitability, when it comes to operating margins? Are there any specific levels that you're targeting?
We are not targeting levels, but we are thinking about how we can drive sustainable growth over time. We are building the pipeline. As I said, we have the largest pipeline in our entire history now, and we feel that we can continue to build in that pipeline to drive sustainable growth over time is the focus and priority for the organization. So we will put that capital to work to make sure that we drive that sustainable growth over time.
And let's get to the fun stuff. The headline this morning that Nvidia will invest $1 billion over 5 years to build a new lab with you in Silicon Valley. This follows, of course, on news from October that you're partnering with Nvidia to develop an AI supercomputer. Just walk us through the vision here, what this means for Eli Lilly and potentially for the healthcare industry. Should we see some of these efforts really start to bear fruit?
Yes, for sure. And the other event I think is worth to highlight, we hire our Chief AI Officer back in 2024. So it's building actually a strong momentum into what we think that is one of the largest opportunities on how we can leverage AI, in particular in drug discovery, that to actually go after the hardest opportunities that we have in that space, how we can transform that, accelerate, and augment the work of our scientists. This new collaboration that we signed today is an investment up to $1 billion, over 5 years that we are going to be doing with Nvidia, and we are going to put both scientists and engineers of both companies to work on this over the near future. So exciting opportunity ahead.
All right, well, look forward to keeping in touch, especially on that topic. Lucas, great to get some time with you.
Thank you for having me.